Bill Spreter. I'm president of the Central New York chapter of the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans, also vice president of NYSUT Retiree Council 7. I was born in Auburn, New York, but I've lived in Oswego, Fulton, Sterling, and now in Baldwinsville. And I used to work at many manufacturing plants years and years ago. I worked at Electromode, Remington Electromode in Auburn, New York. I worked in Sylvania Picture Tube plant in Seneca Falls, New York. And I worked making patio furniture right in Baldwinsville, New York, before I became a teacher for 34 years in the Hannibal Central School District. The thing that actually got me involved in the union was the Taylor Law, because prior to the Taylor Law, our union was really an association. And if we wanted a raise, we could go to the school board and beg for a raise. If they gave us a raise, it was great. If they didn't, we had to live with it. And then the union came along and said, we are just as powerful as management, and we can sit across the table and make demands. And we did. And for the first time, we got some decent contracts and we got some increases in money. Because at that time, we actually had one teacher who had 4 kids, and he was on food stamps.
I'm here with Bill Spreter. Let me say one thing. You see all this money from Coke? You see this? You see
Money makes the world go round.
There's only one thing.
A market yen, a buck, or a pound.
There's only one thing better than this money, and that's what Bill Spreter does. K through 12 and community colleges, and he's going to collect more money than this for Vote Coke. I love you, Bill.
Thank you, Jeff.
Being a union member actually means that we are in this together. All the working families are in this together. And I count teachers as working families too, because we started from a low end in terms of pay and respect. And we fought very hard to get pay and respect, and we finally have achieved it. But everyone needs to be on board. Everyone needs to be able to achieve the American dream, so to speak. And that's why unions are there, to achieve the American dream, to get it finally for everyone. And as they say, too much is given, much is owed. And that's what we're doing.
That those people who vote against health care, not only for seniors, but for the generations coming up, are out of office. Our priorities are skewed. Health care is the most important priority.
Doug Matusik was probably my first mentor, and he was the NYSUT assigned labor relations specialist that helped us negotiate many of our contracts. And it's because of him that I learned an awful lot about labor unions and negotiating and how to deal with the membership. Another person who helped me tremendously, especially when I became involved in the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans, was Jerry Latirzo. Jerry has a heart. Everybody knows that. But he taught me something about social justice and expanding the extent of the labor movement that I'd never heard before. And as a result of that, I think we've become a better organization as the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans. The Bernie DeJoseph Award is a great honor, and I thank Mark Spatafor and the Greater Syracuse Labor Council for this award. I want to make it clear, though, that the award is not merely for me. It's for our organization, the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans. We're fighting for all Americans. We're fighting for those on the picket lines. We're fighting for those who need Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. We're fighting for those who need prescription drug prices lowered. We're fighting for those who are on disability. We're fighting for those who need supplemental income. There are people out there that need the kinds of things that retirees can help with, and that's why we're there. There's something to be said about the union movement and what it really means to everyone, including a community. And that can be illustrated when we take a look at what happened to Oswego County during the Great Recession. Those power plants were going to close. 1,500 jobs would have been lost, and other jobs that depended on the power plant would have been gone. And this was happening to a county that had one of the highest unemployment rates in the state. The unions came together, the teachers union, all the other unions came together, the community came together. And they worked to save those jobs and to save a county that sorely needed those jobs. This is what happens when the union movement works together in the community and can do some good to save an entire county.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.